Welcome back to another episode of the Spiritual AI podcast. Today I've got a very special guest with me. Her name is Megs Bassili. I hope I pronounced your surname correctly. She is the Sacred Wealth Oracle. She helps conscious leaders move beyond hustle culture and into wealth that feels aligned, sacred, and sustainable. Through her Sacred Wealth portal and Psychic Wealth Code readings, Meg shows entrepreneurs how to make their energetic signature their business strategy. Get ready for conversation where wealth meets soul. Welcome to the podcast, Megs.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Likewise, I'm excited to have the conversation. Now, first of all, where are you in the world? I forgot to check.
I'm in Sydney, just outside of Sydney, actually. It's about an hour. If you think Wollongong, just inland from Wollongong. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So not too far.
No, it's a nice little semi-rural community, and it's nice. I like it. Yeah.
Beautiful. So now that we know where you're from, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? You know, where did you grow up? Was there anything significant in your childhood that kind of set you on this path? Or, just give us a little bit of background of where Megs comes from.
Okay, so Megs comes from Penrith. I'm a Riff girl. Just had a fairly normal-ish childhood growing up. I was always a little bit of an outcast. I think a lot of spiritual people grew up as a bit of an outcast.
Yeah.
When my family were excited about the Panthers playing in the footy, I was excited about sitting in my room away from the noise, playing with my Barbie dolls, just chilling out by myself. So
Yeah.
everyone was like, she's just not normal. She's just not a normal person. So, but yeah, I've had dream catchers all through my rooms and crystals all through my room since I was really, really little, before I even understood any of what any of that meant.
Yeah.
I lost my dad when I was 15, so that was pretty significant. That changed the course of a lot of things.
Yeah.
Grew up with endometriosis since my very first period. I was in agony from 9, so that was a bit of a journey as well.
Yeah, wow.
So I've been through some shit, but I think a lot of spiritual based people have been through a lot of shit because we've got to go through life differently than a lot of other people. So it wasn't until I moved here from Blacktown that I was having these horrible, horrible nightmares. I always grew up with night terrors. It was always just a normal thing.
Yeah.
And then I actually went to a psychologist about it because I thought I have sleep-withdrawn behavior disorder. You Google your symptoms, of course you do. And I was bashing my husband in my sleep because I thought he was a zombie chasing after me and just random things. And the psychologist said to me, "No, you're an empath." And I was like, what does that mean? So after Googling that, found out empaths make really good psychics. And here I am almost 5 years later.
Yeah, wow.
Doing what I do. So I did a psychic development course about 10 years ago almost. And she was like, the teacher there was like, "I don't think you need to come back next semester. You're already out reading me. So you're wasting your money." And I went, "Oh, okay.
Yeah. What now?
What now?" Yeah. So here I am talking to you.
Beautiful.
Lovely Leonie. And you did pronounce my surname very well.
There you go. Thank you. So you're right. I want to go back. You're very right when you say that a lot of us in the healing space, coaches, the leaders out there, had to go through their own stuff first to build up the resilience, to build up and create the tools to actually overcome the things that we've struggled with. So I've gone through a lot of stuff myself, and but it shaped me. It formed me into the person that I am today. So 100% agree with you. And guys, that's why coaches and leaders and teachers and healers can help you because we've gone through it, right? We are on the other side. It doesn't mean that we are perfect. We are far from perfect, and we still struggle, and we still have, even though we use our intuition and even though we are psychic, we still have days where we miss it ourselves, and then we're the ones that's, have the accidents, or we forget stuff, or, we do things that's stupid. And then, we go, well, I actually knew that that was going to happen, but I still chose to do it, right? So we're not perfect, but we can help and support. And that's obviously what you do today. So let's just dive in there. What exactly is it that you do? Like, I know that you said that you work with, you help people in business, right? Taking their magic and putting it into their business. But how did you get to this point? Because obviously 5 years or 10 years ago, you did the psychic course to get you to that point where you could actually then do the readings. But how did you transition from having that skill and transitioning it over into your wealth codes readings and the wealth portal that you have today?
So I was a hairdresser,
Yeah, right.
and I started doing coaching for my salon. So I was the client.
Yes.
And when I did this intuitive development course, I asked the coach there, can I do readings on your other clients just for practice? Like, I don't want to, like, I'm not stealing them or anything like that. I didn't even do this, but I was like, can I do it for practice? Because moving to this space away from my family, I didn't have anyone close by that I could really practice with. I did practice with my hair clients, but not all of them are open to it,
No.
and my family are definitely not open to this at all. So so I was doing some readings there, and they kind of were like a bit coachy readings. They weren't like proper, here's spewing information at you. It was like, and how do you feel about that, and how does that sit with you? And I was asking them questions, and one of the coaches that were in that space was like, you should do this for work. And I was like, yeah, I kind of like hairdressing, so I'm good. But then when COVID hit, obviously that changed a lot for a lot of us.
Yeah.
And with the endo, working 12 and 18-hour days hairdressing, I just couldn't do it anymore. I still did it, but that's not the point. We put ourselves through so much. But yeah, I just thought, you know what? I'm not making an income from hairdressing right now, so let's give it a whirl, girl. And turned out I was good. I wasn't really focusing on the wealth side of things, but I could really tap into what's preventing people from moving forward in their life. And, when you go to all these wealth gurus and stuff, and they're like, what is the core reasoning behind that? And you're like, I don't know. I don't know what I could read it. I could pinpoint the exact.
Yeah, but people struggle with it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just kept doing that. I didn't market myself as that until late last year, that I was like, okay, I'm really good at this. I've got to just step into it and claim it. And so here we are.
Yeah, beautiful. It's it's interesting, this journey that we take, right? It will kind of unfold and show us exactly where we need to be. So I think COVID pushed a lot of people into the space that they need to be in. It was really a space of reflection, right?
Absolutely.
Obviously there was a lot of hurt and things that happened during COVID, but I think it was some of the best years that we as humans could have gone through.
Yeah.
It's brought a lot of awareness and woke a lot of people up.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't nice, but I'm glad. But, a lot of the time, the biggest growth doesn't come from nice situations, does it?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And it just doesn't. It doesn't matter how you
What you
can't
can
spin it
say.
any other way. It's just it's the awareness that you bring to those moments
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that creates the change, right? So Obviously, in my book, Spiritual AI, this is all about awareness and intuition. But when I talk to people, when I have interviews or coaching, or like, it always boils down to awareness. And awareness is the one thing that's going to bring you out of your trauma. It's going to help you build the life that you want. So yeah, so let's say a little bit on that. Like, what do you think is the biggest awareness that you see that helps your clients make the shift? Like, what are the biggest aha moments for them that helps them shift and step into the next level?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be really like anti here. The strategy and stuff, a lot of this stuff that is out, the reason why you're not making this much money is because you've got blocks, or the reason why you've got not making this much money is because you don't have strategy. And the only real strategy that you need is all within you. It's
Yes.
all written in your codes. You're either listening to your intuition and you're letting it guide you and run your business, or you're making excuses not to. I don't trust my intuition. Well, figure out how you can trust it more. Like, your
Learn. Yeah.
intuition is going to be the driving force. Every coach that I signed up to that didn't go quite well, every launch that I did that didn't go quite that well, I was too much in my head about what strategy, what colors, what this, what that, how, what. And it just takes you out of who you are as a person.
Yeah.
And when you let your frequency do the hard work, because you're so in alignment and you're listening to your intuition, like, God has such a deep plan for all of us. Christ consciousness, universal divine intelligence, whatever you want to call the energy, it's the energy has such, like, it's just so powerful. And when we tap into that part of ourselves, no strategy is going to be more powerful than that.
Yeah. I so agree with you. That is exactly, like, I know that I'm kind of pointing towards my book right now, but that's exactly what I live and breathe and what is in my book, right? It is about having the awareness, and then it's about turning inwards. That outward noise, like you said, the strategy, the become a coach in a weekend, the money grab, all those things are just, it's noise. It's time for people to turn around, come back to themselves. That's where the awareness comes in. And then you have to tap into the voice of your soul, your intuition, because that's going to be the thing that guides you to the next step, to the next coach, to the next thing that you need to do. And then along that process, what you're doing is you're learning about yourself. That's when things like, maybe some star signs, maybe some of that, but probably more on the human design side of things, because it's more in depth. That will teach you a little bit about yourself. You'll know that you're the out there person. You have to be out there. You'll know that you're the person who creates and that you can't sustain. It's an inward journey. It's not an outward journey. So I totally agree with you. And I actually went through that in the beginning of this year. I had created a course, and I was running two courses, and my intuition said, no, pull it. Like, literally 2 days before I launched it, I had 4 other people with me, experts that were done months of work, and my intuition said, no, stop, pull it. And I was just like, that's a big step, but I know that inner voice, and I pulled it. And that's where the book was born, like literally the same time.
Space.
And that's it. I created the space. So for people, how would you say you can support people in creating that space? What would you tell people who feel like they're grabbing out? They want to know how? What would you do? What would you say is the best thing for them to do to kind of turn it inwards? What advice would you give them?
So first thing first, I know I say so a lot. I just realized I'm like, every time you ask a question, I'm like, so this is it's just
That's
I
what it
talk.
is.
So there you go. So
So
the first thing would be to remember, like when you came to this planet on this timeline, your soul came here for a reason, you know, and then the distortion of limiting beliefs and all the other noise and bullshit came along, and we became a different person to what we actually came here to be. So remembering that your soul and your higher self is always going to be guiding you and always going to be correcting you, course correction all the time. Oh, that was new. That just came through. Keep course correcting. Thank you,
That's
God, for sending me
beautiful.
that.
Yeah.
That kind of, I get weird downloads at weird times. But yeah, once you remember that you are a soul and that souls came here to be abundant and they came here to be an impactful source, we came here to serve God's other children, you know, and you take away, oh, the need for money and I've got to do this and I've got to do that. It's like you return to yourself, and yourself always, always, always knows. But we've got to get rid of those limiting beliefs, and we've got to get a subconscious and the nervous system back on track. And I know that sounds like regurgitated nonsense because there's so many people out there that say it, but there's so many people out there saying it because it's true.
Because it's true, yeah.
Because it's correct and it's right. And sometimes I feel like, especially with spiritual based people, we've really got to stop trying to dissect every single thing that happens, because we've been told that every single thing that happens in our life is a direct reflection of our insides and things like that. Sometimes we get to the point where our free will has taken such a big toll on us that God's there going, come on, Megs, come on, Leonie, like, let's go, let's go, let's go. You're not listening to me. Hello, there's this thing there. So he will create something that pushes us forward. And it's not always a reflection of our inner thoughts at that time, but it's a reflection of, you're not listening, so I'm going to make you listen.
Yeah, it's a redirect, right? It's something that stopped. Yeah, it is a redirection. So you know, people probably would have heard this before as well, but it's very true, is that things don't happen to you, they happen for you. And sometimes those moments that feel like the world is crashing down is actually the universal God creating space. It's clearing out so that it can actually redirect you into the direction that you need to be going. Case in point, what happened to me in the beginning of the year. I had enrolled in a high-level business coaching program, and I was told to do one course and run it 2 or 3 times a year, and do this year after year after year, so that you can then create the consistency, you can create, you know, becoming known for it, I know, right? And that broke me. It was when I had that moment where I stopped and I started looking inwards, I realized that I am, in human design terms, I'm a manifestor. So I'm always creating, I'm always in a state of creation. And then I have to take breaks in between. I cannot sustain long term. But what I've done now is I've re-looked at my whole business model, and I've gone, I cannot sustain courses and people and programs and communities. So I've turned my business into my magic, where I've written the book. The book is my magic. I love podcasts. I love interview. I love working one-on-one with people. And that is my focus. That is now my business strategy, because I've gotten to know myself. So those moments of redirect is often where the gold and the magic lies.
Yeah, I'm a manifesting generator.
Yeah.
And so I've got my mastermind and I've got my membership that is always ongoing. I love, love, love serving in there.
Yeah.
But if I'm not launching something, if I'm not creating something, I just get bored.
Yeah.
I get so bored, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So I create lots of mini programs and lots of mini,
Yes.
like I'm in a 14-day thing now, just did a 21-day thing. Like the 21-day thing finished on Sunday, and by the next Friday, I'm already creating something. Like I'm constantly creating.
Constantly creating. Yeah.
You know, doing all these little things, because I know I don't want to get bored in my business.
Yeah.
You can't, like,
It's true. I actually had Yeah, I had a reading with a psychic many, many years ago. And she said to me, she said, Leonie, if somebody asks you, what do you do? What are you doing? You should always tell them, right now I'm doing this, because you're going to be doing so many different things. And it's like that turning wheel, right? So I
Yeah.
have obviously I've got so many different things that I can do and teach, and from the sound healing to cacao ceremonies to other healing journeys to learning psychic development, intuition, skill. Like I can put up 20 different courses in a year. That's my magic. That's what I can share. And that will keep me excited because I'm up and down. It's different things, right? I'm the same as you. So I totally understand that. And if people, again, it comes back, it boils back to awareness and being guided by your soul. When
Mm-hmm.
you start with those basics and you start learning all these little different things on the outside, you'll start developing the knowing of who you are. And then you can turn it into magic. Do you
Mm.
have an example of somebody, one of your clients that came to you who was doing something and then you helped them transition into this beautiful magic that you do? So, do you have an example of that?
Yeah. So one of my clients, she was like shifting and changing and swapping and doing all these things and felt bad and guilty about it. Like, oh well, my niche is not going to be able to keep up with me, But I'm like, if you don't have to stick at the one thing, but if you have like an umbrella kind of thing, so that it's like 1 minute I'm the same. 1 minute I'm teaching intuitive development, and then the next minute I'm teaching business energetics, and then the next minute I'm creating programs for people and doing all sorts of things like that. But I have sacred wealth as my overall container. So
Yeah,
anything that
falls
I
within that.
create as like, well,
Yeah.
this is what sacred wealth looks like. So it might be some random ass thing, but it's like, this is what sacred wealth looks like. I just create through my frequency, and I just create what I need to create. And my people freaking love it.
Mm,
Love it. So, last week or the other 21-day course that I did was Sacred Fire, how to like bring that sacred fire into your life and your
mhm,
essence, bringing your essence forward. And now we're going through Temple of Momentum. So it's like, yeah, but I have the overall
mm.
brand of sacred wealth.
It's about creating sacred wealth, and it happens in different ways for different people. So yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. So now she's able to have her core branding, and everything that she does just links it back to that, links it back, links it back, links it back. So you're not creating a brand of some kind, but you're not super scattered either. It all links back to your one thing. So even like
Yeah,
spiritual AI is such a beautiful name. And it's like
yeah.
everything that you do, it's like, well, this is what it's around this idea.
The, the idea of that, yeah. I wanted to give well, the listeners, sorry, an example of that as well. So when I was going through this entire process, what I did was that was last year with the whole business coaching. I also had the whole umbrella thing, right? Because I've got so much that I can give. So what I did was I created the Sacred Living Academy.
Mm,
And then within the Sacred Living Academy, I could teach them anything that was around sacred living. So that just speaks into like an example that you just gave. It's about the umbrella, it's creating the container and then drawing people into that container. And once they're in the container, you can give them whatever. It's just creating the umbrella that resonates with a certain group of people.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's funny because my mastermind is called Sacred Wealth Academy. So it's very
there
similar
you go.
to the name that you had. But yeah, I teach intuitive development in there, and how to use your intuition to write content, how to use your intuition to run your business and decide masterclass, or do I do this or do I do that or whatever, how to like actually listen to your higher self.
Yeah.
and your body, because the more that you do that, the more confident you're going to be, because the information that you then give to other people is not coming from your brain. You don't have to go, oh, am I correct? Am I saying the right thing? Your body and your intuition, your higher self is telling you, this is what you say, this is what you do, and it just takes the guessing game out of it, and then you can lead with that confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. It does. And it plays, you know what you just said, confidence, right? It is when you are connected to your soul that confidence almost doesn't become a thing.
Yeah,
Like it's not even a thing. It's you just trust. Whatever comes through, you trust that you act on it and you know that it's going to work out. So, yeah, that's interesting. That's an interesting perspective that's come through. See, I'm the same. Like I have these downloads when we talk. So, yeah. So what is one of the biggest lessons that you've learned through your time growing your own business?
I'm just going to go so intuition. Yeah,
Yeah.
like big time intuition. Like I've made some not so great decisions in my business. There was a coach that I signed up to. She's Australian, I'm Australian, charged American dollars. So it was like extraordinary pricing.
Yeah.
And there was something within me saying, it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all smoke and mirrors. She was very, very good at selling, not so good at delivering. And I knew like there was something in me, but my husband was saying, oh, I don't think it's the right decision for now. And I'm like, you don't tell me what to do in my business. I don't tell you what to do in your work. Don't tell me what to do. And there was this whole ego thing of, no, I'm making the right decision here. Surely I'm making the right decision here. It was very ego-driven decision. And within a month of me paying this woman like $20,000 or something like that, within a month, I was like, oh man, every time she cried, it was crocodile tears, and she was very victimizing of herself, but I got through it. And I'm like, you're coaching me.
Yeah, wow.
Why are you talking about your experience for? Like,
yeah,
it didn't add up. And yeah, that was a big decision, but it showed me the kind of coach I don't want to be. It showed me like so much. And at the time I had a lot of resentment from it. But now I'm like, it was a very steep learning curve.
But it also happened for you, right?
Yeah. So I say the same kind of thing, but I say it happens to you, through you, for you, because of you.
Yeah.
So there's so many different aspects as to why things happen. And sometimes the best thing that we can do is go, okay, it happened. Don't try and understand why. And then just let it teach you what it needs to teach you. So I think a lot of the people that come to me are like, oh, I've been told this, is that true? Like, well, that's that coach's story that they've now projected onto you, and now you believe that you have to show up in Chanel, or that you have to post 7 times a day, or like you've got stories from like the previous people that you worked with. So we have to see what's true and what's not for you before we can actually see what kind of business is going to be right for you.
Very true. And it all boils down to, again, like it all comes back to I call them the spiritual foundations, right? Awareness and intuition. Like you cannot do healing. You can't work on your business without intuition, or without awareness, right? You can't uncover your limiting beliefs. You can't uncover your blocks. You can't see where your traumas are without awareness. You cannot do that. And then you cannot move forward in a soul aligned way if you don't have guidance from your intuition. And for the people, like I know obviously we've got a very like spiritual conversation here, but when it comes to people who are not in the spiritual realm, right? It's also known as a gut feeling, although there is nuances there too, but I won't go into that. But people like Steve Jobs and people like Richard Branson use their intuition, but they don't call it intuition, not per se, not the way that we're speaking about it, like the voice of your soul. They call it a gut feeling, and they trust that gut feeling. They've learned to trust it. So if those leaders out there use it, you know that it is essential for you if you're running a business. So get
Yeah.
onto it, guys. Get onto it.
Yeah. So what I've noticed is that women call it intuition, men more call it gut feeling.
Yeah.
Or instinct. Oh, my instinct said to
Your
do
instinct
that.
said,
So
yeah.
men don't have the relationship with their intuition, maybe because they don't have womb space, where our womb space talks to us a lot. I don't know what it is, but what I've noticed is men are like, oh, I've got this gut feeling and I know I should have followed it. And in my head, I'm like, that's the intuition, bro. But yeah, men have got different wording.
It's just, but it's lingo, right? It's the wording, it's the way that we, like a guy will talk about, I don't know, I can't even think of an example right now, but it's words. It's just a play on words, but it essentially is the same thing. So if you could give someone a new in business, one piece of advice, what would that be? Like if somebody, let's say somebody is, let's bring it right down to basics. If somebody is saying, I've got this knowing in my soul, something is telling me that I have to start this business, what would you tell them to do first? Like, how would you guide them taking steps into creating this business that wants to come from the inside out?
Well, first of all, I'd say don't scroll on social media. Like, don't start comparing yourself to other people. Don't think that you have to do things a certain way. Like, one of the biggest things that I struggled with is, if you want to go back to human design, I'm very open space. My head's very open. And so I just absorbed so much ridiculous shit.
Yeah.
That doesn't actually make sense. But when somebody says to you, the reason you're not a millionaire yet is because you're blocked from money, I went, oh my God, I'm blocked from money. Oh my God, that explains everything. And I started saying to my husband, I'm blocked from money, I'm blocked from money. And he's like, the only reason why you're blocked from money is because you think you're blocked from money. You're actually not blocked from money. So like all of that jargony stuff, like have discernment. Is that true for me? Is that really what's going on here? Or is it just because I'm brand new to business and I haven't launched anything yet?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And then we need to figure out what your fears are around launching the business. Is there like imposter syndrome that's going to get in the way so that you can launch and make it successful straight away? Like I was pussyfooting around in this industry for like a good solid 4.5 years before I actually claimed my spot in it and claimed my role in it. So you don't have to have it all figured out right from the get-go. Like things will unfold for you as you are diving into it. So don't think you have to have all your shit sorted out. Don't think you don't have to have anything other than an idea and a love and a passion. And you can get help putting things together. Don't try and do it all yourself, because there's people out there that are experienced, that have been through so much. And by hiring someone like me or yourself, you know, you're bypassing all the mistakes that we made. You don't have to go through the I don't know, what do they call it, the initiation period or anything like that. You don't have to go through that.
Yeah.
But just be very aware of who you're hiring as a coach. Like ask them questions. Don't just go,
do your homework.
You know, there's this whole lie in the industry that, you know, the faster you take action on things like that, the better off you're going to be. And it's like, I'm an emotional authority, so I have to go through the highs and the lows of my decision before I come up with the answer. And sometimes that takes a little bit of time. And you know what? That doesn't make me any less driven. It makes me more aware of who I am.
Yeah.
So don't rush into anything.
Yeah. Look, there are, depending on what it is that you want to start with, I would say that there is certain strategies and certain things that you eventually will have to put into place. But if you speak to anybody who's been on the journey and who's got a business, and they would say to you, is if you've got an idea, is just start. Just start.
Doesn't have to be
If you've learned a lesson and you've got content to give people, create a PDF and put it out on Facebook and have a way to deliver it to them. That's all you need. Is you need the product and you need to deliver it to people. But just start.
Just
Start, and you will learn everything along the way. And with your intuition, with the guidance of your soul, you will find the right coaches and people along the way that will support you. So don't be afraid, just start.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly right. And a lot of the things that you need to start are free. Like just grab a PayPal account,
That's
grab
it.
a YouTube account, grab
That's
a
it.
Facebook. You can do your programs in Facebook.
Yeah, that's it.
You don't have to sign up to all the fancy Kajabis and Thrive Carts and all that kind of stuff. That will come over time.
It will, yeah.
Relax.
Just start, you're right, is just, grab a way of people paying, that people can pay you, and a platform where you can deliver it and just deliver it. So yeah, there's some solid advice in there, but it all boils down to coming back to guidance from your soul, right? And we're born with it. We're born with this instinct. We're born with everything inside of us. And it's society that programs us away from it. When you mentioned it earlier on, when we were talking about it, the image that popped into my head, and it's a weird image, but I think it's also very relevant, like it's a big picture, is that you're born as a clean glass bottle, clear glass. And then along the way, people come and they stick things on you. So then by the time you hit 7, 8, 9, you've got all these stickers on you. And then, when you get into young adult, you start peeling those stickers off because you need to get to who you are. You get back to the magic of just being the clear glass bottle, the clear vessel, right? So yeah, that popped into my head earlier. So it's a beautiful analogy. So just know that you have that guidance within you and that you can access it, and that it is so much easier to access than what you think. For myself, it took me over 3 decades of spiritual work to get to the point where I am now. For people like Richard Branson and Oprah and all the big leaders out there, they've had to spend decades working on themselves as well. But I've discovered from working with my own clients, and I'm sure that you've discovered this as well for yourself and your clients, is that it doesn't have to take decades. You can literally start. And this is what this book is about, right? And I'm going to just quickly flick in here. Awareness and Intuition, Spiritual AI. This book is about giving you what we had to go through over 30 years, the spiritual development, is in one book now. And it's here to tell people that you don't have to struggle. If you can take this book and you can read it over a weekend, you have done what I did in 10 years. And I now know that people can do this because I see this with my clients and with myself. Once you tap into these spirit senses, awareness and intuition, things will start unfolding for you.
Yeah.
So it's really powerful. Is there anything that you feel like people need to know if they listen to this? Is there anything that you feel that's really essential for them to know that you can leave with them?
Well, that would be the thing that has made me grow the most in my business and in my life and as a person has all been the inner work. Like it's all been frequency. It's all been like me, my inner work. I have spent thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on strategy, copy, branding, that like all that kind of side of things. And I didn't have the capacity to be in the pain that I was in with the endometriosis. It was very, very, very intense. And run my hairdressing salon and run my coaching industry. I'm the whole industry, guys. and do the strategy and do that and work on myself. I just didn't have that capacity. But once I got this new medication now, and I set such strong intentions into I had the script in my hand on the way home from the surgeon, and I was like, this medication here is going to stop all the pain. It's going to make my mindset so much better. And like, because the medication I was on before, foggy, heavy brain, like I just, and then once my health was really good because of those intentions that I set, I was able to do the inner work. And I've grown so much more in the past 2 months doing this inner work than I did in the 5 years leading up to it. Because I just couldn't, like, the strategy is nowhere near as important as you think it is. Nowhere near, even the copy, like, especially with ChatGPT and stuff like that, you can go, hey, ChatGPT, this is what I'm thinking, arrange it, make it nice and neat in a post for me, go through it, obviously make sure it has your essence into it, edit it, do what you need to do with it, but you don't have to pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars learning how to do copy. No. I spent so much money on doing it, and I tell you what, I'm no better at copy than I was before I started doing it, because everything was wrong. That's wrong. You're not wording that right. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. And it stuffed my confidence so much, because you're not going to make the money that you need to make until your copy is perfect. Well, shit.
Well, you know what? We're not all meant to be writers. We're not all meant to be able to express. I can remember when I first started with my business and copy and stuff like that. It was like, 10 years ago, 12 years actually now. But I would literally, it would take me an entire day to write one post to get my words out, because everything is in here. Like it's in here, but to get it out onto paper, plus English is not my first language. So like having all this happen, like now, like you said, I can take those words and I can write out the essence of it, and I go to ChatGPT and I go, rewrite this better for me. And then I will go back, edit it, make sure that my essence, the message is clear, but then the English is correct. So there are so many tools out there, but it's about the inner work. You're 100% correct.
Yeah, honestly, if I could go back to the beginning of this online business, even my salon that I had 5 years before I started doing this, if I could go back, I would tell, what are we, 2025? I would go back to 2015-year-old me and go, listen, do the inner work first. Do the inner work first. Don't worry about the strategy. Don't worry about the copy. All of that will come. Just start with the inner work first. Become so freaking confident. Become so attuned to your essence. Become so attuned to your inner person, that inner guidance. Because I was using my inner guidance when I would talk to clients, but then when I was running my business, I was like, no, I need strategy. No, I need to do another masterclass. Oh no, I didn't do that right. I didn't sell that right. I didn't say enough times, if you want to buy my thing, then buy my, like, I didn't, give too much. You give too much. No, you don't give enough. Oh my God, just inner work. You can say, you can give away a whole course worth of stuff in an hour and people will still purchase from you, because you're clear, your essence is good, and your frequency is on point.
That's it. People are going to be drawn to your essence, right? Your message, the thing that you have, those lessons and blocks and traumas and stuff that you have overcome in your life becomes your message, and that becomes your light. And your clients, the correct clients and the people who need to be with you in your business, will be drawn to that light. That's why it's so important for us to get rid of all those stickers on the bottle, right? We've got to be that clear vessel. And you can only do that by doing the inner work. So, and I also want to put like a little disclaimer in there. We talk about the inner work and we talk about all these other things. Sometimes it's just as simple as becoming aware of your thoughts and changing your thoughts, and that has a massive ripple effect, right? So we're not talking about, going and facing your demons and doing all this shadow work and all this. Just make it simple. Make it simple. Become aware. Start listening to your intuition. If you don't know how to listen to your intuition and develop it, I'm sure Megs can help you. I've got some amazing exercises in the book that are really simple that will help you with that. So tap into that first. Go. If you can take anything away from this conversation, it is go and learn to have that conversation, that relationship with your intuition, because it will change your life. And not just your life, your business, everything, relationships, everything.
Yeah. I don't do a lot of like shadow work in the traditional sense. I don't sit here and go, okay, I'm radically going to accept every single thing and that I caused whatever and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like we don't do that kind of stuff. We go, okay, from today moving forward, what are we going to shift? From today moving forward, it doesn't matter if something happened to you when you're 4 years old or something happened to you when you were 12 years old. The thing is, it happened. Are you going to keep carrying that with you, or from today you're going to go, enough is enough? What moving forward, this is what's expected of me. This is what I expect of myself. This is my identity. This is who I am as a person. This is who I am as a soul. This is what's needed from me moving forward.
It is. Yeah, that's powerful.
Rehash anything.
We don't. You're very right. There's very little that we need to actually, or very few times that we actually have to go back to revisit something in the past. Most of it is about the now and creating then that ripples out into the future, right? And then eventually by doing the work and focusing on the now, focusing on your mindset, focusing on your intuition and your awareness, that the past will kind of dissolve itself. So yeah, very, very powerful. So Megs, thank you so much for this beautiful conversation. But before we leave, where can people get a hold of you? Now, I will have the show notes, but please tell people where they can find you and how they can work with you.
So Instagram and Facebook is probably the best places to go. Just Megs Bassili, just look me up. Just have a conversation. I'm not going to look like what you expect. Just those that are only listening to the voice, I'm not going to look like what you expect. My surname is Egyptian. I am not. I'm married an Egyptian. So when you come to a Bassili and you're expecting dark hair, I don't. I have bright red hair. So look for me just on Instagram and Facebook would probably be the best, and send me a message. But in those the Instagram and Facebook, I have all the links to all my stuff. So yeah, I've got readings available. I've got my membership available. I've got a mastermind available. And it's just different proximities to me. It's not like there's much difference between one or the other. Although saying that, I'm calling myself out on a lie right here. My membership is energetics only. But my mentorship, my mastermind is business and energetics. So it's got the double whammy there. So if you're just wanting the energetics and the mindset and the limiting belief eradicators, that's a good word, stuff like that, then the membership would be really good for you. But if you actually want some intuitive based strategies, I actually tap into your energy and go, this is what strategy is going to work best for you and your essence and how you should run your business. Not necessarily go and do another masterclass, go and message 60 people a day and like all the yucky kind of bro-y marketing kind of stuff. So that's
more your mentorship side of things.
Yeah,
beautiful. All right, beautiful soul, thank you so much for your conversation and hopping on today. It was really nice meeting you and having this beautiful conversation with you. We resonate very close on frequencies. I think we kind of understand each other very well. So thank you so much, guys. If you want to get a hold of Megs, go and look for her, do your research. I will have the links in the show notes for you. If you are watching this on YouTube, it is also available on Spotify and iTunes and all those other lovely places, iHeartRadio. But yes, thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening and tapping in today, guys. And please remember, go and grab Spiritual AI, the Authentic Intelligence. This will absolutely change your life. I had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and a beautiful analogy or beautiful energy flowed from the conversation. And it literally is that this should become the manual for running and living a fulfilled, clear, purposeful life. So go and grab the book. You will not be sorry. So thank you so much. Thank you again, Megs. It was absolutely lovely having you here.
Thank
Until
you.
next time,
Thank you for
guys.
having me. Have a great
Thanks.
day, guys.
Bye.